Effective November 2nd, 2020, in response to increasing cases of COVID-19, the Winnipeg Metro region was moved to critical level red. The Winnipeg Police Service has begun triaging calls from the public regarding gathering sizes in private residences and will dispatch resources to intervene as required. The provincial public health order has limited public and private group gathering sizes to 5 in addition to the household. Fines for individual breaches have been increased to $1,296. This is the second highest penalty of its kind in Canada. The Winnipeg Police Service response is intended to ensure the safety and well-being of the public, and we will continue to remind people of the measures that they can take to ensure their own safety. Deployment of police resources is always a fluctuating issue. There are some situations where we are inundated with calls for service, and a large event, as yesterday, occurs where numerous police resources are devoted to that. That backs things up. I can tell you that while these breaches would be of concern for us, they're not our highest priority call, and we will devote resources, as always, accordingly as we triage other calls. This is going to be another call type for us. So whether or not it's going to be a strain depends on the ebb and flow of calls that come in and are, what happens in a 24-hour period. I was wondering if you were asking me specifically about the strain on individual officers, and I think I would say that COVID impacts any sort of frontline agency, whether it's law enforcement, healthcare, first responders, and I think it's the new reality for all of us that there is a new layer of stress. Well, I think there's always an element for various acts we enforce, Highway Traffic Act, this one, where there is discretion. Individual officers have discretion in terms of what sort of response they have. I'd like to add, though, that we've been doing education for a long time, and the numbers have consistently gone up. I'm going to say that me standing here today and discussing the $1,296 fine is an indication that we will be focusing less on education and more on enforcement, to make sure that everyone is acting in a safe and appropriate manner and adhering to the requirements under a code red or critical level situation. If to get that message across we have to start fining people, we're going to do that. So we have a number of things we'd want to do if we showed up at a large gathering. One is we need to ensure public safety. We'd have to get the names of people who were there, because if someone did testing positive or being symptomatic, part of that would be us giving information to public health. But I think the time for education is starting to pass here. The numbers have been terrible, and as I said, I'm talking about fines here because that's going to be one of the tools that officers are going to use to get this message across. So you can expect fines in a situation like that, as well as the gathering to be broken up.